Good evening. My name is Jeff Hicks, principal of the Medina County Career Center. The Medina County Career Center Awards ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. I would like each of you to take your seats. Please turn off your cell phones or at least to silent. Teachers, once your students are seated, please collect the ceremony cards, leaving your card on top if a student is not present. Please do not include their card. Again, we will begin our ceremony at 7 o'clock sharp. Please move towards your seats. Good evening. I would like to welcome you all to the 2023 Medina County Career Center Award Ceremony. At this time, I'm going to call to the stage Riley Elizabeth Guba. She will be singing the national anthem for us. If everyone could please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Riley Guba. Riley is a Highland Senior in our cosmetology program. I would like to begin by thanking our host for the use of this facility, Mr. Aaron Sable, Superintendent of Medina City Schools, and Dr. Christine Kwalik, the Assistant Superintendent of Medina City Schools. Thank you. I would also like to thank Mrs. Aniko Allen, Mrs. Anna Cass, and the Medina County Career Center maintenance staff for all you've done to make this evening special for our students and our guests. Now to you, the class of 2023. I want you to understand the reason I selected the word teamwork for this school year. It's based on what you've gone through the last 4 years. Your freshman year was ended in March of 2020 due to COVID. Your sophomore year was a combination of online learning, A/B schedules, and even if you made it back into school. Then you made the decision to come to the Medina County Career Center. Our expectations was in-person, full-go learning from your very first day. You have persevered by working together. I could not be prouder of you. Things that I have witnessed in this group is how much you've learned in your labs and how you've taken ownership of running things like our restaurant, our salon, doing customer service work in multitudes of programs, community involvement by building outdoor education centers, remodeling one of the local restaurants, assisting the Medina County Special Olympics, and designing various seals for our county auditors. Those are just a few of the things that you've done. Your selflessness has not gone unnoticed. 3 of your peers, Trey Cook, Brandon Fisher, Eliana Lynn, are making the ultimate pledge by enlisting into the military to proudly serve our country. To the class of 2023, I would like to read this quote, and I hope that you remember it as you're out in the world doing whatever you've chosen to do. This quote is by Henry Ford, and it's very simple. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. I would like the entire staff of the Medina County Career Center at this time to please stand. This staff has done an amazing job this year, and I would like all of you to help me thank them. I now have the pleasure of turning the ceremony over to your peers, the students. It is my great pleasure to introduce tonight's Master of Ceremony, Samantha Marie Trippi. Samantha is a Medina senior in the Digital Design Program. Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Trippi.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. Good evening to my fellow classmates, to our families and friends, and to our special guests who we share this night with. On behalf of the senior class, we thank you for attending tonight's ceremony, which is our way of recognizing the accomplishments of the class of 2023. At this time, I would ask the class of 2023 and our guests to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to introduce Ava Marie Alm, a Medina senior from the Animal Management and Care Program, who will introduce our special guests.
Good evening. We would like to acknowledge and welcome the special guests who are in attendance this evening. Please stand as I introduce you, and I would ask the audience to hold their applause until all guests are recognized. Will all the members of the Medina County Career Center Board of Education please stand as I raise your name? Mrs. Tina Dame, Board Vice President from Brunswick School District. Mr. James Coran from Cloverleaf Local School District. Mr. Robert Gillingham from Brunswick City Schools. Mr. Michael Huska from Highland Schools. Mr. Rich Nowak from Brunswick City School District. Miss Jeannie Pritchard from Medina School District. Mrs. Valerie Pavlik from Medina School District. Mr. Charles Stiver from Black River School District. Medina County Career Center Treasurer, Mr. Aaron Butts. Medina County Career Center Superintendent, Mr. Stephen Chrisman. We can clap for you guys. Now we will read all associate school representatives, so please stand as your name is read. From Black River Schools, Mr. Chris Clark, Superintendent. Mrs. Jill Beiser, Assistant Superintendent. Brian Haynes, Treasurer. Mr. Tracy Lambden, Principal. Mrs. Kathy Morlock, Board Member. And any Black River High School staff in attendance tonight. From Brunswick City Schools, please stand. Mr. Keith Merrill, Principal. Mrs. Mary Weinhauer, Board Member. Mrs. Nancy Ziley, Board Member. And any Brunswick High School staff in attendance. From Buckeye Local School District, please stand. Mrs. Barbara Gunkelman, Board Member. Mr. Jeff Harrison, Superintendent. Mrs. Denise Pavarchi, Board Member. And any Buckeye High School staff in attendance. From Cloverleaf Local School District, please stand. Dr. Dara Cabalas, Superintendent. Mr. Gary Miller, Principal. Mrs. Jane Rich, Board Member. Mrs. Rhonda Wargler, board member, and any Cloverleaf High School staff in attendance. From Highland Local School District, please stand. Mrs. Carrie Knapp, principal, and any Highland High School staff in attendance. From Medina City Schools, please stand. Aaron Sable, Superintendent. Mrs. Rebecca Parkhurst, Board Member. Mr. Ronald Ross, Board Member. Dr. Elisa Tadona, Principal. Andrew West, Board Member, and any Medina High School staff in attendance. From Wadsworth City Schools, please stand. Dr. Andy Hill, Superintendent, and any Wadsworth High School staff in attendance. If by chance I have overlooked any homeschool or community representatives, let me include you as I thank you for taking time to join us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ava Alm. At this time, I would like to introduce the Superintendent of Medina County Career Center, Mr. Stephen Chrisman.
Thank you, and good evening to the class of 23. Let me be the first to say, as a collective whole, you all look amazing. This is one of my favorite 2 days. My favorite 2 days are the day you came and the day we say goodbye. I do want to take a moment and just give you one final word of encouragement. I've been teaching in education for over 28 years, and I intentionally never used the same ending speech. But I didn't know what I was going to do this week until about 3 weeks ago. There was something major that happened, and it may not have seemed major at the moment, but I saw Mary Ann McMahon having lunch in the Center Cafe, and she invited me to come listen to a presentation that her STNA students were going through. At that time, they were learning from a local author who had written a book called Alzheimer's Daughter. And our students in DMT were listening and talking and communicating about the experiences that they had had working with the local Alzheimer's and dementia patients. And there were 2 words that came from that discussion that I cannot stop thinking about. One young man in the crowd spoke about the word empathy, and one young lady in the group spoke about the word patience. Not patience like your client, but patience about what quality that you need to have in working. And as I kept thinking about that, I wondered about a speech I gave years ago, inspired by a Tim McGraw song. I said that you should be both humble and kind. And while I think those words are still important, I wonder if the old dog needs to learn a new trick and maybe learn something from you all. And so I began to think about that and how that might communicate to you. Well, as I think about it, all of you are probably going to be called into action when someone is in crisis. Think about it. You're going to be called into play when they have a sick or injured animal. And I'm going to encourage you to be empathetic and patient, because it may be the 50th pet you've seen, but for that family, that pet was the first animal that they owned. It is the first animal that guarded the crib at night. Be patient and have empathy for that family. I think about those that work in the computer industries. And I'm asking you to also be empathetic and patient, because when you come down to Mr. Chrisman's office for the 100th time and discover it was once again user error, I'm going to need you to both be empathetic and patient. That's a fair statement, and probably bring an extra keyboard with you. But think about that in your own industry. Those students in DMT, it's not just about the patient, but what about the family that walks in for the first time and mom, dad, grandma, or grandpa doesn't know who they are? Show empathy and show patience for that family as well. For the HVAC technician, it's 50 degrees. You get called into action. You show up to a house, you don't want to be there because it's after hours, but you show up and you see a young lady and a baby and their house is freezing. You discover for the millionth time that they probably didn't change the filter out of the system. Have empathy and be patient. Play that in your own mind, in your own industry, because I could do that with every single one of you. So I wonder, was I right years ago when I thought about humble and kind, or is empathy and patience more important? I challenge you with one final math equation, because I think it all goes together. We learn from you as much as you learn from us. I ask that you add to your humbleness kindness. I ask that you add to your kindness empathy. And finally, to your empathy, I ask that you add to that patience. Because if you have those four qualities, you will be very successful in every single endeavor. My hat's off to you. I am so encouraged by this new generation going out into the workforce. You have proven us so proud. Thank you very much, class of 23.
Thank you, Mr. Chrisman, for those encouraging words. At this time, I would like to introduce George Constantinos Jamos, a Brunswick senior from the Diversified Medical Technologies program, and Hannah Grace Prock, a Medina senior from the Teaching Profession program. They will describe a few of the awards mentioned in the program and recognize some of our outstanding accomplishments.
Thank you, Samantha Trippy. If you would please open your programs to page 3, we will begin our recognitions. A student of the month must exhibit a positive attitude, initiative, and integrity. They must be a well-rounded student, a team player, and a role model. They are likable, highly motivated, enthusiastic, cooperative, curious with a strong desire to learn, responsible, independent, and capable of working on their own. Each month, a student is chosen to represent the student body. Special recognition is to be given to our Student of the Year, Corinne Justine Haberney, Medina Senior from Diverse Medical Technologies program. I would ask that Corinne Haberney stand and be recognized. Additionally, a student was chosen to represent the Medina County Career Center at the countywide Top Scholar Award Dinner presented by Dr. Robert Lasko, Superintendent, Educational Service Center of Medina County. Susie Marie Bukowski, Highland Senior from the Engineering Technologies and Design program, was selected. Will Susie Bukowski please stand and be recognized?
Pages 5 to the top of page 7 list Medina County Career Center students who have achieved the honor roll distinction. To be in the honor roll, a student must achieve a minimum of a 3.5 grade point average. Students recognized with the honors diploma maintain an overall high school grade point average of at least 3.5 up to last grading period of senior year. Completing a career passport that reflects achievement of the occupational proficiency benchmark and obtaining a composite score of 27 on the ACT test. At this time, I would ask the honors diploma recipients to stand and be recognized for this outstanding achievement.
Pages 7 and 8 also denotes the students who have achieved the award of distinction. Each career technical instructor chooses students who best represent their program. Qualifications include dependability, high ethical standards, initiative, leadership, and excellent attendance.
On page 8, students listed have achieved the National Technical Honors Society recognition. These students represent the highest standard of overall excellence in education. Students are chosen based on scholarship, service to school and community, technical skill, responsibility, honesty, leadership, and citizenship. I would ask all members of the National Technical Honor Society to stand and to be recognized.
Page page 9 through 10 list students who were chosen as Senior Star students. 3 times each year, instructors are asked to nominate one student who has demonstrated excellence in the areas of industriousness, technical competencies, dependability, and service. Congratulations to the students earning this recognition from their instructors.
Please note the contest participants on page 11. Every Medina County Career Center student has the opportunity to develop leadership skills from one of our career technical student organizations, which is on page 14. Congratulations to our state participants. I would like to make a special recognition of the students who have achieved the honor of representing the Medina County Career Center at the national competitions. All national qualifiers, please stand and be recognized.
I would like to ask each of our MCCC students who have enlisted to serve in the Armed Forces of the United States to please stand and be recognized. Additionally, I would like to ask present or former members who served in the Armed Forces of the United States of America to please stand and be recognized.
Thank you, George and Hannah, for recognizing the outstanding achievements of our class. Several weeks ago, the senior class was invited to compete for an opportunity to speak at tonight's ceremony. The theme for the speech was teamwork. 2 students, along with the others you have seen on the stage tonight, were chosen by a panel of Medina County Career Center faculty and staff to present to you tonight. Tonight's reflections will be brought to you by Monica Lauren Kellum, Brunswick Senior of the Cosmetology Program, and Aaron James Niederminer, a Brunswick Senior in the Cybersecurity and Digital Forensic Program.
Before I begin, I just want to say thank you for giving me the honor to speak in front of all of you, the MCCC class of 2023. H.E. Lucknock says that no one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. And as someone who began playing in the orchestra since 5th grade, I learned that it required everyone to create excellent music. Each section would play a part: melody, harmony, bass line. I typically played bass line, and I always thought my part was easy and unimportant. However, when the melodies and harmonies are separate from the bass line, the tempo falls apart. Without harmonies, the melody is stagnant, and without the melody, the song doesn't tell a story. Every single instrument is needed, and every single player needs to carry their weight, or the whole symphony sounds awful. The team needed to come together to make a cohesive sound. I fell in love with cosmetology and desired to pursue a career in it with the Career Center. I had a passion for beauty, and I wanted to be in a salon as soon as possible to jumpstart my career. Much like my orchestra years, I explored what it meant to be in a team. When I first began my journey, I didn't understand how to do a haircut without slicing my hand open. But one of my classmates told me, "Don't hold your hand like that." When I held a sharp nail tool upside down, a classmate flipped it over for me so I didn't cut anyone. I taught them how to fix their certain skills as well. In this class, we learned that we all had the same goals, and we were stronger as a team than apart. When my instructor set me up with my internship, this lesson of teamwork was expanded upon. I learned that stylists, assistants, receptionists, and clients all work together to have the perfect hair. With these dynamics working together, someone could have the hair of their dreams. I learned that in the job industry, it was essential to build with each other. Thanks to the job opportunities I received from the Career Center, I got to meet and work with a variety of people. Whether it be people of different backgrounds in my class or people of all different ages at my job. Working with different people allowed me to understand that we are stronger united and we can make meaningful connections with the people who are different from us. Working with a variety of people in the classroom helped me make friends with a variety of people at my internship, which allowed us all to be more efficient. I had spent 2 years in the Brunswick Color Guard, but my role during 11th grade changed, where instead of the newbie who was learning from the team, I was a mentor for the team. Although I was not an official leader, I still served as an example for the underclassmen. This was a new experience for me, where I learned to give constructive criticism, teach others skills they have yet to understand, and create an environment of unity. Everyone had to move at the same time, count at the same time, and breathe at the same time. Color Guard was a visual symphony, and the effect would be ruined if one person was out of time. With the symphony in time, however, a perfect show was to be had. The Career Center experience allowed me to understand the fundamentals of working with the people around us. The way that the school was designed is to allow individuals to explore their careers and be ready for the next step. The design works like a well-oiled machine. From the principals setting rules in place, staff easing enrollment process, the instructors teaching skills, and the academic teachers keeping us educated, and finally, the students' passion allows for a place that thrives off of teamwork, which creates a successful symphony of students. The Medina County Career Center has had a focus on philanthropy as well as advancement to our own lives. Throughout the school, various charity drives have been conducted to help the greater community. The school is united in food drives and toy charities to help those who are less fortunate succeed. Little do we often realize our impact in people's lives. Whether you are a teacher, a student, a boss, a friend, or a complete stranger, you have an impact. We are all part of a team to make this next generation and this world a better place. This graduating class is a team of hardworking people who have dreams and aspirations. And we all impact each other. From the kind words we choose to say, to the philanthropy of that we do, to the unity we consciously choose to have, each of us are one, and we have all transformed each other's lives. Alfred Tennyson says, "I'm a part of all I have met." Each person in the graduating class is a part of us. We all work with each other to create the symphony of our lives. At this time, I would like to introduce my fellow classmate, Aaron James Niedermeyer.
Good evening, class of 23. My name is Aaron Niedermeyer, and I have the honor of speaking at tonight's ceremony. But before I begin, can we take a moment to recognize the faculty and staff who make this event possible each and every year? We have been blessed to have the opportunity to come here, as the teams that make up the Medina County Career Center are truly world-class. If you have had the opportunity to attend one of the events they host in the mall, then you would know they can turn the school cafeteria into a royal venue. It's daunting to think about the logistics, coordination, and teamwork that go into each and every dinner, banquet, or other special event, but they pull it off flawlessly every time. I think schools are fantastic examples of the power of teamwork. You see, every single person, both staff and students, show up every day with the same goal in mind: graduation. The staff here work together to prepare us for the coming years or life after graduation, wherever that may take us. But more than that, they also work together to keep us safe and healthy, as well as organizing all the logistics that are required to keep the school running, as Monica said, like a well-oiled machine. And as students, what do we have to do? We show up to different schools for 13 years and we're done. But it's not really that easy, is it? No, of course not. Class of 23, we've faced some challenges, haven't we? Show of hands, for how many of us was junior year our first full, uninterrupted year of high school? Look at that. We lost a good portion of our freshman and part or all of our sophomore years to online school thanks to COVID. It was hard to learn during that time, but we still had deadlines and expectations to meet. But being here today proves that we were able to overcome virtual learning. It was a challenge, but we managed. On that topic, how many of us reached out to a friend or a peer for help with a subject, any subject, during virtual learning? Was it perhaps, hands? Was it perhaps more often than we do now? Or let's forget about virtual learning. How many of us have asked a peer for help at any point in our educational career? I know I have. How many times have we asked, hey, what did I miss on Tuesday? Do you have the notes from Friday? Or even, what did you get for number 6? Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, the point of this whole education thing was to teach us how to work together. Because when we work together, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. But let's look at this from a different perspective. Take a moment to think about a team activity you've participated in. Maybe a sports team, a competitive event for lab, or even competitive games. Regardless of what we are doing, there is always somebody that we look up to. As a member of the U.S. Naval Sea Cadet Corps, I think of a buddy of mine in my unit. It doesn't matter what I do, he will always do it better than me. We are on the same team, but we're still competing against each other. You see, healthy competition and teamwork are not that dissimilar, as the end goal is the same, to come out the other side as a better person than when you started. This idea can be summed up with the saying, as iron sharpens iron, so too does one person sharpen another. I challenge you to keep that phrase in mind as you move forward in life. I challenge you not only to find someone to look up to, but also to think about what people see when they look up to you. Because whether you realize it or not, you, the person you look up to, and the person looking up to you are all working together to become the best versions of themselves, which is teamwork in a way. And just as we work together to form the best versions of ourselves, the Medina County Career Center staff are there to guide us to success and to make sure the mall looks positively perfect for each and every event. In all, it's been a bumpy road, class of 23, but we made it. Be proud of that. And as we leave today to celebrate our accomplishments, may we never forget the friends, family, and faculty that got us here. I know I never will, and thank you.
Thank you, Monica Kellum and Aaron Niedermeyer. Our final speaker of the night is Mr. Robert Gillingham, Medina County Career Center Board of Education member.
So thank you, students, for some very inspiring talks there. Good evening on behalf of the Medina County Career Center Board of Education. We would like to welcome you to the 2022-2023 graduation ceremonies. I would like to start by thanking our guests this evening, our visiting dignitaries from our home school districts who are in attendance tonight. While not required, it is a testimony to the commitment they have made to education and are equally excited to honor your achievement. Our families who have supported you through all of your school years could not be more proud of your accomplishments and recognition tonight. Recognizing our Career Center staff, teachers, and administrators who passionately care about the district, our students and families. Their mission to provide a career technical education and a path into the future for each of you. Each board meeting, we include our mission statement as a reminder of our purpose to our students, families, and obligation to all of the residents of Medina County. It goes as this: we are a learning community providing students with a competitive advantage through career technical education and academic excellence. Tonight's ceremony is the fulfillment of that mission. It is our privilege to be here tonight to honor and recognize the completion of your 12-year educational journey. Tonight represents for many of you a new beginning where your past 2 years here at the Career Center is the first step in your path forward as adults. Last year, when I had the privilege to stand here before the graduating class, I commented that I was not the person to give them advice or wisdom. It was better suited to hear it from your parents and mentors. Why would anyone listen to my advice when even my own 3 kids don't take it? And tonight, a year later, I can, with all the confidence, state nothing has changed. My kids still don't listen to me. In fact, at times, I wonder why they even went to school. In their minds, they already know everything. But with no advice, I leave you with this. As a representative of the board, I can tell you how very proud we are of all of you. As a class, you have impressed us every step of the way. There are countless lives in our community who have been impacted directly by you through your service programs. While participation and completion is required for graduation, many of you fully embraced the idea and spirit of community service. Each and every month as a board, we have observed countless examples of academic achievement and career excellence. This has been a great class and most deserving of the recognition and honor bestowed upon you tonight. As past president of the board and on behalf of the whole board, I congratulate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Robert Gilliam. Our superintendent, Mr. Stephen Crispin, principal, Mr. Jeffrey Hicks, will now make the presentation of the career passports. Would Mr. Sean Fitzgerald, English instructor, and Mr. John Scarl, English instructor, please step to the podium to prepare to read our 2022-2023 recipients' names.
Before the class of 2023 takes their next steps into the future, MCCC asks everyone to please hold their applause and cheers until after all students have walked across the stage. This way, every student's name can be heard. Thank you. Samantha Marie Trippy. Samantha Marie. Ava Marie Alm.
George Konstantinos Gemelis.
Hannah Grace Brock. Monica Lauren Kellum. Aaron James Niedermeyer. Tracy Radabaugh, presenting Career and Community Experience. Felicity Ann Faust. Marcus David Hart. Noah Daniel Mason. Fiona Kelly Moore.
Patty Kennedy and Tanya Underwood, presenting Animal Management and Care. Selena Cecilia Affleck. Gabriella Lynn Cora. Shannon Elizabeth Darcy. Kelsey Christine DeLong. Leela Elizabeth Claire Dillon. Paige Christine Elioff. Anna Lynn Farnsworth. Kaylee Grace Frame. Elizabeth M. Gilday. Ethan Joseph Gosnick. Alyssa Ann Greathouse. Jessica Renee Green. Ava Morgan Johnson. Jana Rose Jones. Katie Marie Kreisel. Victoria Madison Lammy. Celia Ruth Lee. Alita Tatiana Leidy. Brianna Teresa Martin. Lauren Christine Nosifera. Ruby Mackenzie Oliver. Caitlin Nicole Andy. Rachel Claire Pellegrini. Paige Nicole Petrilla. Zoe Anna Quillen. Gabriella Zoriana Rack. Daniel Michael Rogowski. Anna Marie Samutku. Julianne Lucille Tarnowski. Olivia Rose Thomas Mango. Faith Marie Walker. Ileana Eliza Weber. Hazel Ray Wright. Kylie Ellen Yanuzo Tomasetti. Gabrielle Olivia Yaskoviak. Kaylee Elizabeth Yeager. Julian Joseph Zaharia.
Adam Rick, presenting Automotive Collision Technologies. Connor Graham Baith. Jordan Isaiah Barnett. Mason Corin Bartleson. Isaac James Bender. Ryan Lee Charnega Jr. Dylan David Cottle. Timothy Jacob Grilovich. Joseph Herbert Goodman. Dale Edward Wergler.
Darren Lewis presenting Automotive Technology. Juan Luis Aranda Hernandez. Charles Wayne Brower III. Christopher Brian Burris. Ryan Patrick Coulahan. Nathan Russell Engelhart. Luke Patrick Fisher. Dylan Tyler Hill Severon. Niles Sebastian Jones. Aiden Matthew McCaman. Trenton Christopher Nichek. Austin Jared Neitzel. Ryan Michael Perlotti. Jason Miguel Solis Hernandez. Alexander Jaden Sutherland. Nikolai Adams Thornton.
Dana Payton, presenting Business and Marketing Technology. Yuvaraj Singh Baines. Jaden Nicholas Banky. Alex Michael Brown. Colin Michael Cunningham. Joseph Austin Epling. Joseph Frederick Fetzer. Nicholas Anthony Green. Gabriel William Gruber. Chase Roger Kilgore. Abigail Marie Lucius. Blake Michael Music. Tatiana Milagro Ruiz. Noah Jackson Schumann.
Brooke Went, presenting Career Exploration Program. Nicholas Adam Hendricks. Alexandria Kate Smith. Megan Elizabeth Takis. Elizabeth Rose Waldron. Katrina Lee Withersberger. Tony Stanislow, presenting Chef and Restaurant Management. Kyrie Leanne Bolanos. Anjanae Jasmine Samantha Buckner. James Richard Bucksbaum. Aubrey Aaron Christensen. Lily Ann Davenport. Nevea Nishay Izal. Brianna Rose Lafferty. Samantha Eve Lykorosek. Jonathan Rafael Morales Vega. Dominic Alexander Ulrich. Adam Raymond Timmons. George Dylan Webb.
Presenting construction trades, Todd Mason, Jacob Joseph Bartle, Hayden Matthew Bush, Brooklyn Paige Catherwood, Shane Andrew Davis, Colton Edward Funon, Lakota Hagenbaugh, Michael Allen Hankey, Kyle Matthew Jernasik, Michael Thomas Kerr, Dylan Gregory Marchenko, Dylan Ryan McDonald, Isaac Walter Metzger, Daniel Scott Miller, John Paul Marchik, Dominic Ryan Nigro, Thomas Wesley O'Connell, Jacob Ryan Palcisco, Jacob Daniel Reardon, Blade Travis Risco, Colin Patrick Schrader, Hunter Jace Stallings, Dylan Brian Stonich, Jacob William Wagner Jr., Joseph Edward Woodburn.
Tammy Clements, Jeanette Foro, and Becky Hambley, presenting Cosmetology. Alexis Nicole Ain. Corinne Ashley Anderson. Dakota Lee Bardo. Athena Love Bell. Madison Diane Brown. Mackenzie May Bruner. Madison Renee Clark. Kendra Christina Kortak. Brianna Nicole Dunlap. Patricia Marie Finding. Mackenzie Faith Gogolin. Abigail Katie Gray. Grace Griebler. Riley Elizabeth Guba. Kaylee Jane Hearn. Skylar Rain Hustick. Nadia Angelina Litvin. Caitlin Louise Lovejoy. Tiffany Desiree Oliver. Juliana Marie Orick. Madison Nicole Penvos. Julia Lexis Root. Sydney Nicole Solis. Carly Nicole Spinder. Alana Marie Stellman. Haley Grace Sesteric. Cassidy Joyce Thomas. Julia Hope Williams. Paige Madison Wood.
Presenting criminal justice, Scott Berry and Michael Stone. Carter Daniel Richard Ayala. Ryan Jovel Barnes. Addison Jean Beckett. Iwan Cyprian Denichi. Devin Michael Douglas. Lindsay Carol England. Brandon Scott Fisher. Alexandra Lynette Hall. Nicholas David Homick. Ariana Nicole King. Gabriella Elaine Kunch. Aliana Elizabeth Rose Lynn. Spencer Matthew Pappas. Evelyn May Sawicki. Jennifer Lily Shimko. Jennifer Ornia Turnowski. Vincent Michael Ray Villanoni. Star Marie Urich.
Brad Wright presenting cybersecurity and digital forensics. Eve Bryn Antonius. Christopher Edward Apanovich. Aiden John Bernhardt. Devin Daniel Brooker. Trey Lucas Cook. Tristan Anthony Diaconer. Raylan Duck. Trevor John Eck. Crystalline Marie Gregg. James Edwin Lusk. Logan Patrick Towns Miller. Ryan Michael Musser. Carter Brian Circa. Joseph Allen Michael Stauffer. Nolan Sean Stevens. Owen Carter Williams. Gavin Michael Zager.
Presenting Diesel Technology, Nathan Whitney. Zachary Andrew Bowser. Sebastian Lee Dale. Troy Robert DeFranco. Jacob Christian Fabian. Dylan Russell Hoff. Stephen Daniel Husdash III. Derek Klein. Brandon John Miller. Daniel Frank Meineck. James Richard Nesepka. Luke Daniel Osterling. Ryan Edward O'Neill. Jacob James Peacock. Robert Matthew Rozich. Quentin Michael Schultz. Brandon Alex Robert Sturlaw. Heath Glenn Sutton. Keith Edward Zimmerman.
Brent Dansby, presenting digital design. Jack Elzior Brochet. Amy Evelyn DeCoster. Camden David Denger. Sarah Elizabeth Fisher. Patrick Trevor Hughes. Elena Ann Manzi. Caitlin Kristen Rumis. Alyssa Brianna Shell. May Claire Talley. Abigail Ann Tessman. Kira Marie Wetzel. Victoria Ann Williams.
Marianne McMahon and Karen Ritz, presenting Diversified Medical Technologies. Trista Cadence Abbey. Mia Marie Allen. Angela Andrade. Emily Angeline Arbentino. Margaret Eileen Coffey. Brianne Laurel Zarni. Meredith Ann Dar. Alexa Marie Zuro. Madison Grace Eberts. Emily Brooklyn Arlene Feist. Michaela Liana Firam Hulan. Isabel Rose Foltz. Kennedy Nicole Fusco. Brittany Christine Gardner. Trishelle Latera Gathier. Alexander Adam Gideons. Faith Alyssa Granfers. Corinne Justine Haberney. Megan Ray Horn. Ariana Lee Keith. Jenna Kate McGarry. Savannah Morgan McKee. Tasneem Ayub Najar. Faith Elizabeth Nichols. Alessandra Preciado. David Allen Santine. Anna Severana. Ava Teresa Shell. Albert Thomas Stryver. Zoe Raquel Sumskis. Michaela Ann Swanson. Serena Christine Taylor.
Laura Meach, presenting engineering technologies and design. Dylan Jacob Bell. Samuel Alvin Beneke. Susie Marie Bukowski. Andrew Christian Coleman. Sylvia Ann Connors. Jason Maeve Craig. Eric Albert Fredmonsky, Jr. Savannah Grace Kemp. Annabella Jade Krejci. Garen Riley Leffel. Cadence Francis Metcalf. Hunter Robert Moser. Trevor Michael Parker. Kylie Addison Pockert Schaefer. Mark Tyler Stanton. Gabriel John Sturzer. Evan Riley Tompkins. Daniel Michael Turchinsky. Peyton Marie Walker. Kobe James Walter. Aaron Tyler Weersing. Cohen John Wilk. Tyler Anderson Wilson.
Presenting firefighter EMT, Dave Yorko. Tanner Michael Ongst. Evan Lucas Crandall. Ainsley Grace Culp. Alec Brody Fike. Brandon Michael Hayner. Tyler William Hayden. Jaden Kathleen Kenny. Heaven Leanne Kenny. Peyton Genevieve Kowalski. Tyler Patrick Mason. Alexander Gregory Miller. Levi David Norman. Autumn Elizabeth Nasi. Ben Gordon Novogarski. Ashton Chase Pork. Sarah Marie Reck. Dylan Tyler Rogowski. Aiden Joseph Regis. Courtney Aaron Rendy. Alina Marie Shrippa. Gabriel Christian Smith. Andrew John Supers V. Frank Savancara. Colby Sheen All. Joseph Paul Zywick.
Ron Kostachek presenting graphic arts and printing technology. Jillian Loretta Ferretti. Kaylee Elise O'Callahan. Sophia Grace Wolford.
Michael Four presenting heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Thomas Henry Alexander. Corbin Joseph Cordell. Connor Allen Danilovich. Landon Mason Eimers. Sean Michael Ecklich. Garrett Thomas Ernie. Mason Anthony Ernie. Samuel Hagendus. Caleb Charles Long. Hunter Lee McJunkins. Carson Michael Nagy. Jacob David Nicholson. Jack Lee Reikley. Michael Dalton Sislow. Hayden Joseph Taylor. Charles Zachary Tick. Bruce Michael Watson. Connor James Zufra.
Tyler Hill presenting media production. Logan Thomas Burtock. Riley Elizabeth Bluter. Jessica Francis Cheek. Janie Rose Connolly. Walker Lee Eckstein. Evan Patrick Murphy. Isabel Janice Pritchard. Morgan Elizabeth Ray. Niall Isabel Savina. Nora Riley Spencer. Brianna Lynn Tarnay. Daniel Winfield Vass. Dustin James Willis. Thomas Yevgeny Zile.
Michael Yuschek presenting power equipment technology. Aiden John Barnhart. Krista Marie Bentler. David Tyler Bowman. Brandon Michael Bravchuk. Jacob John Chorba. Colin Michael Farnsworth. Levi Owen Farnsworth. Dylan Charles Gorska. Ian McKay Tropkoff. Justin Carter Knott. Ethan Alexander Curran. Ian Isaac Leonard. Zachary Ryan Molahan. Graydon James Schneider. Austin Michael Schroeder. Caleb Michael Slota. Morgan Edward Smith. Nathan Anthony Stack. Aiden Thomas Zawadsky.
Frank Baluch presenting Precision Machining Technology. Trevor Wyatt Austin. Carter James Heinz. Corey Allen Hodges. Matthew David Canoose. John Nathan Lauerhaus. Rose Cecile Stallings.
Tom Martin, presenting Software Engineering and Web Development. Abigail Lucinda Abbott. Alan Joseph Bolly Freiberg. Tyler Lee Corbett. Ryan Arthur Hearing. Corey James Lambert. Nicholas Emmanuel Martin. Wyatt Thomas McKean. Donovan Edward Mills. Dakota Douglas Ottoman. Caleb Papoga. Sean Daniel Prentice. Brandon Matthew Volashuk. William Timothy Wiley.
Christopher Watson, presenting Sports Medicine and Exercise Science. Caitlin Marie Osmus. Riley Jordan Broidegam. Mia Elizabeth Buca. Shane Preston Burleson. Victoria Faye Deininger. Caleb Matthew Good. Nicholas Allen Gorka. Thomas Michael Komar. Caleb Daniel Payne. Ashley Paige Shelton. Brandon Michael Smith. Nicholas Albert Smith. Carly Suzanne Sugar. Lindsay Grace Bozar. Savannah Jean Whipke. Gabrielle Mary Yerke.
Janice Curtin, presenting Teaching Professions. Lorne Morgan Bear. Caden Athena Dean. Ryan Marie Havlate. Paige Madison Kobler. Avery Catherine Helen Miller. Elaine Marie Miller. Elizabeth Marie Mills.
Amanda Birthday Girl Pishek, presenting Vision Care. Haley Mae Hobbs. Jasmine Marie Johnson. Desiree Marie Luntz. Alexis Marie McQuaid. Emily Maxine Monza. Erica Marie Manza, Sophia Amber Patterson, Irvin Preddy, Emily Grace Pritt, Haley Elizabeth Ricksecker, Savannah Joy Whitney,
I would like to thank our senior speakers for their hard work and efforts tonight. Samantha Marie Trippi, Ava Marie Alm, George Konstantinos Gemeles, Hannah Grace Prock, Monica Lauren Kellum, and Aaron James Niedermeyer. At the conclusion of the ceremony, Mrs. Chrissy Dobis and Mr. Tad Fitch will move forward to dismiss our students by program to the career passport tables located at the end of the stadiums. Please wait until your row is dismissed. Thank you for sharing this special night with our students. Out of honor and respect for our senior class, please remain seated until they have received their career passports from their instructors. This concludes our ceremony.